Thank you for joining us. This is Live with Miami's Community News, and I'm Michael Miller, and our guest today is Frank Calderon from the Solid Waste Department from Miami-Dade County. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
So, you know, summer's coming up, which means hurricane season is coming up. So we're on this clean up the whole deal. So we were over in one of our, we don't have a garage, but we have a shed in the back. I was looking in that old shed, and I had all these cans left over of little oil, little gasoline, pesticides, mineral spirits, old charcoal, lighter stuff. What should we do?
We have 2 home chemical collection centers, and that's the place to take these type of materials if you have them lying around your house or on your property. For residential customers, the distinction with these centers is that anybody in Miami-Dade County who's a resident can bring residential material. You can't bring commercial. And besides that, we have 2 centers that are permanent. One in Doral, one in down in by the South Day landfill. If those are not convenient, we are going to be announcing shortly mobile events like we did last year at there are not all the TRCs, but several different TRCs throughout the county. So you can wait. It's a one-day thing at each of the different TRCs from May Trash Recycling Center. From May through November, I believe, we have a series of these events, and you can wait till the one that's closest to you and just go, and you don't have to drive to one of the centers.
Put it into these plastic buckets and don't get it all over your car.
Of course. Make sure you transport it safely. Yes.
Okay. And of course, everybody's got old paint sitting around. And we have a warehouse over here every day. I go look at it. I go, oh, not today, not today, not today. So what do we do with whether it's a quart or a gallon or 5 gallons? What do we do?
If it's in good shape, you can bring to us, or you can donate it to, if there's an organization that can use it, a nonprofit organization, or you can bring it to one of our centers or to one of the events that's coming up that we're going to announce very soon. And if the paint is still in usable condition, it will be offered up under another program we have that's related. It's called the Chem Again program. It'll be offered to other Miami-Dade County residents who may want it or need it if it's in good shape. If it's liquid but not in good shape, take it to one of our centers so it doesn't make a mess. If it is completely dry, that is the only case under which you can throw it in the garbage. If it is completely dry.
So people can take their paint, ones that they want to properly dispose of, and all the chemicals around the office, the house, take them over to the TRC.
Or wait for one of the events when they come up if it's closer to your house.
So just to put some geography on it, give us a name, the address, more or less, of 2 TRCs up north and a couple down south.
Up north, we have the Golden Glades one, which is close to the Golden Glades interchange, and then we have the Palm Springs North, which is further west, close to Miami Lakes, and then down south we have the Sunset Kendall, which is the closest one to me, and it's not that far from here actually. And then we have Eureka Drive is another big one.
I use the one by FIU, the 118th Avenue.
That's another. I
love that one.
Snapper Creek, we call it, but yeah.
Snapper Creek. There's a little line there now with mobile phones. Okay, I'm out with the kids. Okay, and you go up the hill, you sort of back in, right? Where would you be able to offload the chemicals? If that's where you would do it right then, or will there be some stop on the property, but before that?
I should note that there are only several centers that where we do this, where there's space available. I don't think the Snapper Creek one is going to be one of them. We should be making the announcement in the next few weeks as to which centers, probably following from what we did last year. Off the top of my head, I know Sunset Kendall because I live near there and actually used it and actually took pictures for our social media. So I killed several birds with one stone. That one was one of the places. I want to say the West Perrine Center is another one, which is also south. Up north, I can't remember. I know that we have them in different places. We don't do it at every one of our TRCs, but we're going to do it at several in different areas so that, bring some convenience to our so
if
residents.
There's plenty left in that, in that can or bottle, would it be the same thing, and then the county would take the stuff out and put it so for the where people could come pick it up, or do you have to take it somewhere different if you wanted to recirculate it?
Well, the material should be brought to one of the centers or one of the events anyway.
Okay.
Regardless, if it's in good shape, yes. If we have vendors that take these items and dispose of them properly or recycle them if possible, the various materials that we have, and we have different vendors that specialize in different types of things. But if material is brought to us and it's in good shape, we make it available to first come first serve basis.
And where is that place people could go to?
Those are the two permanent tiers. We don't do that at the mobiles.
Okay.
We don't do the giveaway of stuff at the mobile sites, but at the two permanent centers, one is located in Doral and one is located at the South or just by the South Landfill.
People should just go there. They don't need to call and say, "Hey, do you have some stuff to go?" Listen,
exactly.
Sir, we got a lot of stuff.
Well, here's the thing. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. They close Monday, Tuesday. We do post on our website. We try to get it as early as possible during the week, the materials that are available, but it's first come, first serve. And the item post, it's just a PDF page we post every week. It can change. By the time you get there, they might be out of.
So that's a pretty active place people go to get stuff.
Yes. I can tell you that one of the hottest items typically is pool tablets, pool chemicals in tablet form. I guess because they're super convenient. When we get those are usually gone pretty fast.
So I mentioned to you last week that I had called, or actually went to miamidade.gov/solid waste, bulky waste pickup. I booked it for Saturday the 6th. They said you can put it out on the 3rd. My guy was there on the 3rd, put the stuff out. Saturday morning, or maybe Friday night, you're scheduled to be picked up tomorrow. I go, this is so good, because I already gotten one or two texts or emails prior to that confirming it. And I just happened to be out and I'm driving home, and there they are with the machines picking up the stuff. And I watched, they were so gentle with those big claws.
They don't want to damage the...
Yes, exactly. And you can see, they couldn't quite get it this way, and they got one or two guys on the ground. One was raking up, the other was there. And it so happens that I enjoyed watching them for a couple of minutes. I was on my phone just watching. They did a great job, so my hat's off to the folks. Whoever did 45th Street, congratulations. Job well done. So one of the things that we all are used to is, what do we do with all these batteries that we're getting? And looks like life is going to be made up of a whole new batteries all the time. What do we do with the batteries for our everyday stuff?
If they are standard alkaline or heavy duty batteries, and they're like, AA, AAA, the type that you put into kids' toys or flashlight, AA, AAA, C, D, 9-volt, those can be thrown in the garbage. If they are rechargeable, if they are lithium, if they're an odd shape, like hearing aid batteries or not just hearing aids anymore. A lot of items use these odd batteries. Those should be brought to one of our centers or to one of the events. So
it makes me wonder how the batteries for vehicles are going to be disposed of. What's the process when they get these batteries that are as big as this table? What do they do with it?
They take it there. We have a vendor that takes the material away. I believe that they can sell the metal, which is lead. I don't know what they do with the liquid. I'm pretty sure they do. That's one thing with our vendors. We make sure we vet them. We make sure that they don't just, throw the liquid out on the street from the batteries. The lead acid.
Don't do it here.
Batteries.
Do it over. No. Where do you live? So
we make sure they don't do that sort of thing. They dispose of it properly and responsibly. I believe that the metal itself is sold and recycled, though. Like from the car batteries. Yep. You're talking about the lead acid batteries, yeah.
So I used to do a lot of my yard work. At first, years ago, it was fun, and then it was work. And then it was finally like, okay, if I was paying the yard guy to do this, so it's no longer fun, all right? So I'm trading in my time, right? And so I started slowly getting rid of the equipment. And I noticed over the weekend that we had some other old weed eaters, all right? And another old lawnmower and some other stuff. Other than to give it to somebody, when maybe it's going to work, what should people do with that equipment?
Those can be brought to our TRCs. The only thing is anything that's gas, fueled, you should make sure that that doesn't have any gas in it or oil. Make sure it doesn't have any fluids in it, and they can be brought to the TRCs.
So again, it makes me wonder when I see some people out in certain areas of town where they're changing the oil at their house, makes me cringe about what they do with it, right? So if somebody has a whole bunch of oil left over, they need to take it to one of the home chemical places.
There are a lot of places. It's not just we have home chemical, the home chemical centers, of course. We have the mobile events coming up. We have several, not all, but several of the TRCs. They're listed on our website that take oil, used motor oil. There are a lot of auto parts shops will take it. Some gas stations will take it. Always ask first. Don't assume. Don't just. The worst thing in the world is to show up like, especially of a pan that's like, dripping and leaking it. You're about to spill it on yourself if there's some kind of accident in your trip and you bring them to the store. Oh, sorry, we don't take it. Check first. If they take it, you can take it there if it's close to you, if it's convenient to you. If not, our centers will take our 2 home chemical collection centers will take it. Search our website or call 311 and find out which of our TRCs, because not all 13 do, but some of them will take motor oil. So you have several options, and the TRCs are open 7 days a week.
So lots of people have the misconception that plastic bags we get at our grocery stores are recyclable. But in some places they are, but in Miami-Dade County, they're not.
Yes and no. They are not recyclable in our program. We don't put it in the blue cart, please. It's the worst thing you can put in the blue cart because it gets tangled up in the we've posted on social media. We put the word out there as much as possible. It gets tangled up in the machinery where they sort out the recyclable materials. However, there are retail stores that will take the plastic bags. Again, check first. I guess it's not as bad as taking a pan of used motor oil with you. If you take a bunch of plastic bags with you, find out the store tells you no, they don't take them. But always check. The grocery stores tend to take them. Publix, I've seen outside of the store. I've seen receptacles where they take plastic bags. Walmart, I've seen Walmart for sure. I'm not picking on anybody or picking one over the other, but for sure, because I go there quite a bit, I've seen not only that they have it outside, but that they'll take dry clean bags. They'll take bags from other stores. They don't they won't give you a hard time if you bring other competitors' bags. But check first.
The county's recycling manager, Jean Marie Massey.
Yes.
And pleasant lady.
Yes.
She brings out all the different things. Maybe what she can do next time she comes down, maybe get 10 of those plastic bags and tie them in and make a rope out of it, right? So we can show people what happens in the machinery.
Oh yeah, they can get tangled in the machinery. And
when you tie that stuff up, it's really tough. Strong. It's really tough. And so frequently the machines have to be stopped and got to take that stuff out of there.
Every few hours, yeah.
So on those plastic bags, typically brown, you can either bring back to the store if you see it the next time you're there. You go, all right, do they have a place? Or you can put them into the regular green garbage
with the
cans.
garbage, yes.
Okay. So we're sort of into earthy stuff, and I know the county has a composting plan. So tell us about that program and how people could participate in that.
Well, we have a home composting program. It's a partnership, really. We don't do the actual part, but we play a role in it. We work with the Extension Office, the UF IFAS, and IFAS is Institute for Food and Agricultural Sciences, I believe.
Wow.
I can't
Very good. I always wonder what that stood for.
Always remembering. I can't remember simple things. I remember the most obscure. Yes, I believe that's what it stands for. They have an extension office down in the Redland area, and they provide. But they work with the libraries and the parks to provide the workshops. They do some in person. We list the workshops on our website on our website, by the way. They do some in person, and they do what they started doing during COVID is they did a lot that were virtual with in partnership with the library. The library kind of provides the place where they have the people who are trained to give these workshops or to do the workshops or run them, and then they'll do it. You sign up for it. They'll do it if you're a Miami-Dade resident. Once you complete the workshop, that's where we come in. We provide a free, while supplies last, a free, I was going to say recycling bin, no, composting bin, home composting bin.
So I think we're going to have the website for the county. That's going to be miamidade.gov. slash
solid waste.
solid waste. So tell us some things that are available for people to look at on the website.
Well, on our website, we talk about the different facilities we have, the TRCs, the home chemical collection centers, the landfills, the transfer stations. The transfer stations are probably the last place that the general public will go to. A lot of trucks. It's just basically, they offer a convenience for the people that, and not just us, but private who pick up garbage when they need to dump from the truck, to empty the truck out and then go back on their routes. It's these transfer stations are set more in neighborhoods rather than where the landfills are located. We have the variety of services. We have, of course, a lot of information on recycling. We have the bulky waste pickup and information about how that works and where you can actually set an appointment and everything.
Okay, so we have, again, right now we have a miamidade.gov / solid waste. Michelle, thank you for doing that. So let's talk about a couple things. People dumping stuff out on the street. I know it's a challenge for the county and for police enforcement, but the county has policemen that do that.
Yes, so, you mentioned police enforcement. Yes, there are police that do it because, yes, it is a crime to dump illegally.
And if people want to see what the county is doing, they can go to the website, and you have some press releases up there of people that have been arrested. And you think of all the things you could do, right? Illegal. Some people probably don't think that it's like wrong. It is wrong, right? And to do that, it's bad for the whole thing, and it's very expensive. That whole process, it could be besides the actual the raw cost, it's 2 to 3 or 4 times as much as times energy, et cetera. So, but if somebody sees a pile of trash that's there, and what should they do if they want to be a good citizen?
If they see it there, it's already there. The person, whoever did it, they have no idea because the person's gone. Call 311. Well, it's actually a good thing to do it as quickly as possible because if it's in front of your house, you might get blamed for it. So call 311 immediately. If you see them in the act, don't go out there.
That's you.
Don't go out there because you don't know what reaction you're going to get. But you can call 911 and tell them it's a crime in progress. You can say somebody is dumping right in front of my house or, down the street, a couple of houses from me or something like that. You can do that because it's a crime. It is a crime.
By the way, I was cautious over the week on Thursday and Friday to see if the neighbors were adding stuff into the thing. I'm sure they were, but it wasn't so much. I went, okay, I know who's doing it, right? It's just like, all right, I'm done because I don't know what's going to happen, right? So one of the things I noticed when I told the county this is 2 by 2 foot rock boulder, a foot off the street. I noticed there was a place that said upload picture because that can sort of help.
Yes.
So if you're there and you're able to, you can take a picture and say, and here it is. So the people, if they see it in progress, you can dial 911. After that, you can...
After the fact, 311.
And 311, and hopefully they'll send somebody out, right away. And just for clarity, if somebody dumps stuff on your property, and there's always a question of where that actually begins, all right? But in some cases, it's clearly yours. You have to take care of it.
Unfortunately, yes. And it's a different department that does code enforcement, that the regular code enforcement, quote unquote, what everybody considers code enforcement. If they see it, they could give you a fine. Unfortunately, obviously if you can catch the people that do it, again, don't confront them directly. But if you know who it is or whatever, that helps.
So right now the county has how many customers do you serve a week picking up the green bins?
About 340,000 households that we pick up from, and we do it, per household. We do it twice per week.
That's an enormous job to do that.
Yeah,
I know frequently there's openings for the county, and frequently with the solid waste. If somebody's looking for a job or looking to see what's available, where would they go?
Miamidade.gov/jobs. Jobs, these are jobs for all the county, all different county departments, including ours. Our jobs are listed there, including the one that we always get asked about, waste truck drivers. I don't know if they open up this week. I know that they do it every so often. But in general, we need drivers. So.
Right. But somebody could apply, could go look, and maybe the job, maybe that one's not open, but maybe something else within the county or in solid waste. And how long have you been with solid waste now?
I have been with solid waste since I can't do the math on the fly, but since 2009.
We were just kids then. All right. So we know hurricane season is around the corner. This is first week of April right now. The weather starts to change pretty soon, right? June, supposedly.
Yes.
And my wife and I were staring at each other when we heard it looks like it's going to be a very active season.
Yes, I heard that on the news.
So for the average homeowner that's got trees and stuff around their property, what do you want them to start doing?
Now, immediately. I mean, immediately, if not sooner. This is a good time. We don't have a lot of demand. I think when you tried to do your bulky waste appointment online, you found it was maybe like a week out or something like that. So now is a good time. You don't want to get caught in the crunch. In the old days, if a storm was announced, we'd have everybody go in and set, make a request to have bulky waste picked up. And we try to, at a certain point, we said we're not going to be able to go beyond the storm. So we cut off the appointments and you can't make any more appointments. But if you got in before, we do everything we could to try to get you. Now it's by appointment, and now there's only so many appointments they can do per day, and you'll see the dates available.
I saw that. It said this is how many appointments are open. In this case, when I went there, it said 20 or something. I'm going, okay. And I think it was a Monday, and they said, okay, I want a Saturday. They backed into it. It was great. The yard guy says, when do you want me out? I tell him. So he, on Wednesday morning, whatever it was, he put it out there. He knows not to mess with that because he didn't want to cause a problem for us. I guess he also didn't want to charge me for hauling the stuff away because I would get upset, with him. All right, so the green dumpsters, if they're broken, they call 311. They'll come out and fix those.
Yes.
So let's talk about recycling. The last couple of minutes. Those are in the blue carts. What are some of the things we can put into those?
Paper, like junk mail or envelopes from regular mail, from mail that may not be junk, but you can put the envelopes in there. Newspaper, if you still, not everybody reads them, but you can put newspapers in there. Not people read them online more, I should say. But yeah, you can put, if you still get print newspapers, you can put them in there. Cardboard boxes, if you get stuff delivered to your house. That's a big item. Bottles, whether they're plastic or glass, and that includes, dishwashing liquid, water bottles, that can all go in there. Cans, whether it's beverage cans or food cans, cartons, and now we started accepting pizza boxes, which we didn't in the past. As long as they're not too greasy, we'll take them. And we also take yogurt tubs, butter tubs that we didn't take before.
So 2 days a week for the green cans, once every 2 weeks for the blue.
Yes.
If they need repair, you can just call or go to Miami-Dade.gov.
Yes.
Say here's the problem.
We get asked that a lot. I was at an event this weekend and people were saying, "What do I do? My cart's broken. I don't know what to do." Call 311.
They're really good, by the way, at 311. So my hat's off to the management, the supervisors who keep that smooth. And again, for the bulky waste pickup, this is the second or third time. The first time I had to hunt around where it was, then finally I go, I know it's here because I was here before. And so whoever is doing the software, good for them and good for all of us. All right, so again, hurricane season coming up. People should look around their yard, say, what do we need to cut? And do it now before the rush comes, because when the hurricane is on its way, that's when everybody's going to be calling.
The dates will be taken all the way up to leading to the storm, and you're going to be stuck with something a week after the storm, or even further, and that's not going to help you. That's why we say do it now.
Frank Calderon from Miami-Dade Solid Waste Department. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And we're going to look right over there, folks. Thank you for watching, and be kind to yourself.